in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me.
Dun, 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 dun.
Does that mean? Was that for me?
All right, we're good.
You ready for me to go? Alrighty. Well, welcome everyone that is tuning in to Rob and Richie's Picks. This is episode 1 here. Going off with the pilot. You know, actually, a fun fact about the pilot is I heard all the shows on Netflix actually call it the pilot because it's the first time they're on air. That's something new I learned the other day. So we're excited to take you guys along for us in this journey. You're going to be expecting. Well, first I'm going to introduce my co-host here, Richard. Have him talk a little bit about what you're going to hear from him.
How's it going, guys? We're here to talk about all things sports, whether it be NFL, college football, college basketball, whatever's going on in the day to day sports. Make a couple picks that we like to gamble on. We're big sports gamblers, so we're here to share our knowledge with you, and hopefully, we can all win some money together as a community.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna dive in here first. This past week, well, not this past weekend, actually, just the other day, we got to watch the good old Lions playing Thanksgiving, and the struggles continued for that coaching staff. And I know I've been seeing a lot of. We were waiting to hear from someone to come out with a little statement, about Matt Patricia, and we haven't heard anything there. And I'm a little shocked. I don't know about you, Rich, but I'm still shocked there.
It's just an absolute disgrace, just an absolute embarrassment of the franchise. And no matter, it starts all the way up from most NFL teams. Owners are just people think the owners are just like their toys that they play with. It's just their toys. They don't have anything. But the problem is, all the good NFL teams, the owners look at like Robert Kraft. The Patriots are good and he's involved. The
Hmm.
Ford family is incompetent. And
Hmm.
it's honestly might be impossible for us to ever be good while they own the team. It's honestly might be impossible.
Yeah, that's
They
very.
are blind to everything. Anyone can see that Patricia's got to go. Bob Quinn, he's kind of got to go too. It's too late. His picks in the draft haven't been bad, but his vision is just not panning out. So
Yeah,
there's a couple
that's
of different guys that we can look at, but I
yeah.
personally, after when you get embarrassed on Thanksgiving, I don't know what better time to let someone go than that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they were saying. They're saying this is the most time you get the most prep time to adjust here with Thanksgiving. You played the early week, you get a whole about a week and a half to make adjustments, and doesn't look like they've done any of that. So we'll see. I know a lot of people are looking out there for new coaching staff and new owners, but I don't know if we're going to see the Fords gone anytime soon. But they do lack respect across the NFL, and I think for the Lions to be good, that's definitely going to have to change. One thing about coaching staff, I'm looking at the OC for the Chiefs. Man, I mean, you go watch that Monday night game or Sunday night game when they play on prime time, and you're like, wow, are they in the same league as Lions? I mean, you're just looking at that, and it's a well-oiled machine. Granted, they have Patrick Mahomes, but I mean, man, they look good, and I'd like to see someone like that come to Detroit for sure. I don't know about you or if you have anyone in mind,
Yeah,
but
no, he's definitely the guy. You got to get Patricia out just to make a statement. Have one of the coordinators, Bevel, maybe take over as intern head coach and then roll from there until the end of the year. Request your interview and throw whatever you want. He's got a great football mind. Not a,
absolutely.
if he was brought in to do defense, and our defense statistically it's not, but we are the worst in the league. I've never seen anything worse to
Yeah.
start.
Well, to end our note, shout out Jim Caldwell. All of us Lions fans, man.
That was the best coach we've had in like
Yeah.
20 years. Jim
Yep.
Caldwell.
I mean, everyone wanted him out, and then here came old Patricia just for losing season, losing season, losing season.
Yep,
All right.
absolutely.
Well, the Lions struggles continue, but we're gonna move on to today's big topic. We got college football playing. Both Michigan State takes on a undefeated Northwestern team, and we'll start there before we head to see Michigan. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, Northwestern came off a huge win over Wisconsin. Man, it was impressive. But
Yep,
what do you think? The Spartans got a shot today? Are they going to play tough, or what do you think they're going to fold?
Spartans will always play tough, give it what they can, but bottom line is the talent's not there at the quarterback position. Defense, some weeks it's there, some weeks it's not. Got a good linebacker, Antoine Simmons plays his heart out every week, but outside of him, secondary struggles a lot. Quarterback on the offense, we don't really dominate the run game like we used to. But it's a process. We all know Mel Tucker's first year. He'll get his recruits, start building it back up. But yeah, Northwestern, they got a quarterback finally. Peyton Rand, he's not elite, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's
the
pretty
Indiana
good.
transfer.
I
The
mean, he does
Indiana
enough for him.
transfer.
And that
Yeah.
defense that they have is insane. The Spartans might not get. 500 or yeah,
Yeah,
100
Rocky.
yards
You don't
today.
think Rocky's gonna be able to throw that ball too well today, huh?
Honestly, I hope he never sees the football field again. Like never again.
Yeah,
He's just so bad. Like he can't do it. Like he can't
yeah. That
come
North.
back out there and be happy about it.
Yeah, that Northwestern defense, they may expose him pretty good today. But on the other side, like you said, offensively, they got Peyton Ransby, the Indiana transfer, who has had himself quite a year to start off the year. They've been impressive, but I wonder they've been known as underdogs, and now they're coming in as favorites. MSU loves playing the underdog role as well, so you never know what that game can be. It'll be interesting to follow that one. Moving on, we got Michigan playing the winless Penn State team. I actually saw a little clip.
Woo!
This game should be played on Comedy Central this week. What do you think about that, huh, Rich?
Yeah, that's these are two very bad and disappointing teams that it's a must win for both head coaches really who have with like honestly this won't happen, but if you're Michigan and Jim Harbaugh loses this game against Penn State at home, granted there's no fans, but if you lose to this Penn State team at your house, then there's they say they all call to fire him, and no, I always was an advocate saying there's no one better that you can get. You're not going to be able to recruit anyone. You're going to be bad again for years. But
Mm-hmm. That would be my
if he,
argument. I mean,
yeah,
you want him gone, but sheesh, who else are you gonna bring in? You gonna bring in a guy like Urban Meyer? He's not gonna come.
exactly. But if he loses today, it would be official. Like you can't come back from this season. Like he has to go, and you have to. It's like a rebuild, just like Michigan State. Like full, like you have to rebuild to be done.
Yeah,
College
yeah.
football basically rebuild, just gain a new head coach, pretty much.
Yeah. The culture in Michigan for sure would absolutely be diminished if they lose this game versus Penn State. But as a Michigan fan here, I got some hope. We got a new guy leading the team right now in Caden. And I mean, I'm looking at his stats. I mean, he's 31 of 46, 340 yards, 68% completion rating, and 5 touchdowns in about a game and a half. I mean, he came in during that Rutgers game, and man, he was impressive. When you go look at Joe Milton, who's he's got
Yeah, that guy just flat out can't play football.
yeah, I mean, like they said, he's got the size, he's got the talent, he's got the arm, but man, when you're playing that quarterback position, you need it up top, and I mean, he's got 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I mean, he just really wasn't getting it done. I mean, we had Harbaugh wanted him, he wanted him to be his guy that bad, but man, they really messed up. I think not having Cade start those few first games, I think they would have had a little better of a season. Honestly, they beat Michigan State, no doubt in my mind, if Cade's starting at quarterback. I don't even think it's
Yeah, of course. To be fair, I don't know. As far as Rocky Lombardi turned into Joe Montana that day, he went from throwing passes to no one besides Rutgers cornerbacks to throwing dimes to Ricky White. And then all of a sudden, right after that game, he reverted. And now that's
Mm-hmm.
pretty much the Rocky we'll see the rest of the year. I don't know.
Yeah, I know
Michigan brought the best out of him.
yeah, honestly, and then we'll see about the defensive back plays for Michigan today against the Penn State offense that are struggling. I mean, they got the veteran Sean Clifford, who's actually got benched the other week, but he ended up coming back in. He's got 8 interceptions in 7 games. You're hoping that maybe this can boost a little confidence for Michigan's defensive backs, because man, as you saw against Michigan State and down the line, they are struggling to guard anyone. We're sitting in man coverage, just getting burnt left and right. I mean, I can't. It's tough to watch as a Michigan fan. I don't get it. I don't get it. Don't understand.
But I have Michigan today. I think they were -1. I'd take it. Lay the number.
They're -1 going in today.
That's what I got
Man,
last night.
man,
They
that
would've
is
been.
fans out there. I mean, with I'm feeling pretty confident with Cade leading this team. I think he's gonna keep his momentum going. I like Michigan for sure. Join you as well there.
No way, it's a must win. They're good. They're
Yeah,
good.
it is. I agree. We got some college basketball started this week. Very exciting. It looks promising that hopefully they'll be able to get a season in this week. Some of the takeaways, again, the number 4 ranked Virginia upset by San Francisco. They missed a three at the buzzer. Virginia team, they're usually not the most offensive explosion. They're more known for their defense, but looks like San Francisco put up some points against them and got it done.
Yeah, I mean, nothing makes me happier than seeing Virginia basketball
That's true.
lose.
Spartan fan. Spartan fan.
They're the I hate Virginia basketball. The way they play, just absolute, just I don't know. They just somehow grind out games. They play good defense, but they suck. They
Mhm.
just get lucky. I've never been so happy to see someone lose.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're gonna go back to our teams. You know, that was a big takeaway. And another one too was Gonzaga. Man, they're ranked one, and they holy cow they smoked Auburn, and then they beat a sixth ranked Kansas. I mean, they got a couple players. Timmy, one of their forwards. I mean, he's 25-6 to start the year. He had some impressive takes, and then the man that's running it up the running the guard position and Jaye. I mean, he's averaging 24 points, 8 assists. I mean, he is pushing the pace. He shot 66% from three. They look like the convincing number one to me. I don't know about you if you got a chance to watch them, but man, they looked pretty darn good this weekend.
You can't trust, in my opinion, you can't trust Gonzaga until it's tournament time.
It's true. They haven't really.
Kansas, that's the best team though. I mean, of course, I don't know I haven't seen their entire schedule, but that's probably the best team they'll play till the tournament, obviously, with
Yeah,
the
that's
conference.
that is
They
true.
always, every year, they just seem to be, I don't know, to me, they're just pretenders, pretty much. You know, they
Yeah,
got good players. I don't know how they get the good players, but they get them, and they get in the tournament. Sometimes they go far. Usually they get bounced. So literally, it's when March comes around is when you pretty much see what Gonzaga is. But I agree, being that Kansas team is talented, but I think they'll get better as the year goes on because it's Kansas. You know, it's always
yeah,
freshmen. It's
yep.
just
That's
like
true. I
Kentucky.
just
They need time to play it out. Then they'll get better.
yeah. So your Spartans end up playing Eastern Michigan this weekend. I didn't get to watch much of it. I heard a couple things. It looks like Foster Lawyers out here trying to be the next Cassius Winston. I've watched him play in high school. I watched him play at Michigan State for a few years now, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to lead this team. But it looked like he had a little moment against Eastern Michigan. You think that's real? You think he's gonna keep that going, or where do you see him?
I mean, he is like I mean, the bottom line is he's a defensive liability on the court. I mean, he's literally like a gnome running around out there playing point guard, and he can shoot the ball very well. But the best he could ever be on any college team because of his defensive liability should be a six man.
Yeah,
Anyone out there can take that guy to the rack and make him do a thing about it. That's the problem I have with him. But yeah, as long as he doesn't fade away with the offense in big games, we have healthy defense,
yeah.
and then
Yeah,
hopefully
Rocket
Joshua.
Watts looks like Rocket Watts was a little out of it. Seemed like he didn't get the start. Everyone was anticipating a start from him. He didn't get the start, and kind of looked a little shaky out there. Is what I saw and what I heard. I mean, that was kind of a take back for me. I thought all you Spartan fans, this is your guy. I know people get jerseys of him and everything, but he didn't look that impressive. I mean,
And Tom Izzo, we trust. We let
oh
Tom make
yeah,
the
the classic is
decision.
wait till March. How about it, huh?
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and be all right. You got the couple seniors or whatever. You got Langford actually. Props to him for
The eighth year,
keeping the dream.
Joshua Langford. He's back again, huh?
Yeah, he is. Props to him for
Dang, all
keeping
right.
the dream alive. Happy to see it.
How about it? That's
Man, we've been waiting for years and years. We're gonna finally get to see what
yeah.
we've been missing out on.
Kids, if you're watching at home, this guy, man, he's been at Michigan State for about 6, 7 years now, battling injury after injury. Hopefully, he'll get a chance to be the All-Star caliber player that these Spartan fans hope. Anyway, we'll move on to my Wolverines here. I'm gonna brag a little bit. They were impressive, I thought, in their outing. I mean, we're gonna talk about the new guys and Shoddy Brown. Transfer from Wake Forest, shot the ball. I mean, at 19 points, he was 5 of 7 from three. Played. I mean, he's a big body, big forward. Gives us some size. Then you got the transfer in Mike Smith, the guard. Taking over for Xavier Simpson. He had 16 and 8 the other day. And he was flying around out there. I mean, his hair was not holding him back at all. He was moving. And then the big freshman Dickinson, he had 11 and 8. And you know what? He's got signs of some Mitch McGarry. I don't know if anyone's Mitch McGarry, but you go look at him and then you go watch Mitch McGarry. This guy's got some talent. He's gonna be a good player for them. And They moved the ball well offensively. They got their stops when they needed to. They took care of a Bowling Green team who's predicted to win the MAC. So definitely was an impressive win. They go and play Oakland on Sunday, who is a very poor Oakland team. Greg Campy's in a little rebuild mode right now, so hopefully they'll take care of business Sunday. I don't see it being any trouble for them. You
Yeah,
got any
not
thoughts
too
about the Wolverines?
about that. Tower's doing a good job building the boys back up. He's getting some good players there. It's looking good. Still hate your point guard. I just don't see how you can't win a title with a guy that can't shoot a jump shot. You got a guy handling the ball. His jump shot is as off as Xavier's can be from time to time. Then I don't see how you make it work in March. But they've done it before,
Yeah,
so
they've made those magical runs.
exactly. There's
They
nothing to
gotta.
say it can't do it, but we know the Big Ten it comes through East Lansing, so we have to wait for that game. Mark
Oh
that
yeah,
game.
of course. They'll be marked. I know Michigan's got pretty easy, I'd say, non-conference as right now, but you know how the Big Ten plays each year. That's going to be tough when it gets down the stretch. That's when we'll see
Oh
some.
yeah, everyone in the Big Ten is good this year. You got Wisconsin basketball, ranked number 7 in the country. They kick the shit out of them.
Illinois was impressive.
Oh yeah, Illinois is just blowing people out left and
Yeah, and then they end up having a close one with Ohio yesterday, which was kind of shocking. I know, but they did come off a back-to-back with blowouts. You know, that was probably a little wake-up game for them. But yeah, that's another team. I mean, the Big Ten, man, they're gonna be they're got some studs in that league this year. They got to be. I mean, got to be the favorites in the conference. I would assume.
Oh yeah, there's only a couple teams outside the Big Ten that have a shot. Like there's Kentucky with Calipari. They're always a threat every single year.
Hmm.
Bill Self and Kansas will get it rolling.
Yeah,
Teams like that. Baylor,
yeah,
Baylor, as long as they don't choke.
yeah.
They like to choke a lot, though. Usually, you can always count on Baylor and choke in March.
Or choking against those Spartans in football, one of the two.
That's right.
Yeah.
My favorite games of all time, college
Alrighty,
football.
let's get to some betting. Let's go. We're gonna head to our betting expert, our parlay guy. Actually, he's two in these last 2 weeks. He's had two parlays he's hit. He hit one actually just the other day on Thursday night. He had some NFL and college football combined. Little $5 to win 250. So we're gonna let him take over and give us his picks of the day. So we're gonna go to our guest star Brady right now and get to hear from him on what his picks are for the day. If you guys are following along here and you guys want to take them, I would highly recommend it, giving him a shot here.
What's going on, guys? My name's Brady, and basically, I do what Rob said. I like to pick games for a parlay and get the best chance of making some money for a little input.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off today. With my upset game that I really, really like. I have it included in my parlay. Is I have Kent State at +7.5 against Buffalo.
That's I like that pick. Those two are battling it out there. Two good teams. I watched a Kent State offense last week and they looked pretty darn good. So +7 for them. I can't believe they're getting 7 points.
Yeah, I know, dude. Same thing. Watching them last week against whoever they're playing, blowing them out, almost tying the school record for God's sakes.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
that's a steal there. You'd think.
that quarterback, that kid can run, dude. They go, hurry up, hurry up. So I think they're scoring a ton, and I don't know if they can be stopped, honestly. But we're just gonna go down the line here, and we're gonna take Georgia Southern at +125. Disclaimer: these are all 12 o'clock games. I like to do them all in slates. Maybe I'll run later games if I look and see if there's anything better later. But the next game we got is SMU at -12.5. And then we're gonna rock Michigan at -1.5.
Love it.
NC State at -16.5.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana at -12.5. Like I said, Kent State at +7.5. We're gonna take this Toledo money line. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. I took at the over 56. I believe they're gonna score.
Oh yeah.
At the high
Anyone in the
scoring
Big
game.
12, 50 points. You'd assume those guys are getting down the field to score, huh?
Yeah, and then I took UTEP and Rice over 43. Um,
Okay.
I watched Rice and North Texas last week. That game actually let me hit one of my other parlays, and they
Okay.
they put up a good game. And So the last game I have for the day is Vanderbilt, Missouri over 51. I'm kind of sketchy about that one, but I
Yeah.
believe that's good, and we got that at Rocky at only $5 for a $2,000 win.
$5 for $2,000 win right there, folks. We'll have those picks posted on the in the chat here. Actually, after this, next time we'll have them posted up early enough so you guys can follow along while he's going through it. We're gonna thank you for your parlay of the day there, Brad. We'll have that going in the picks. We'll be following that along and we'll keep you updated, Chad, on how those games are going. We can go to Rich here today. Rich, what's your pick of the day here today? What's your pick of the day?
There's a lot of interesting stuff. Sometimes I'm by the book, sometimes I'm not. But I did a little parlay as well. Tend to win 800. I think Florida minus 24 and a half over Kentucky. I like a lot. They got there's
That
usually don't like
quarterback.
playing that much against a competent team in Kentucky, but last week Vanderbilt in the first quarter and a little bit of the second hung with Florida, so that's kind of like a wake up call. Usually that Vanderbilt game that should have been an easy cover for Florida, but
They got almost a
I
Heisman
like
guy. Florida's got a little Heisman runner in
yeah,
the
Kyle Trask
sleeper.
is off the charts, and their tight end is one of the best I've seen in a while since like Mark Andrews at Oklahoma. So it's pretty good. I also like Indiana minus 11 and a half over Maryland. The fact that
I
12
think
points.
that's a trap game for the
It is a trap game, but
Hoopers.
I see them taking care of business. They played
I do too.
defense. They played against Ohio State. I mean, they're locked in and focused to
Yeah, I was gonna say I may take. I don't know. I think Indiana's gonna pull it off. I think they're getting the win, but I don't know if they're covering though. That 11 and a half. That Maryland. You see, little Tua's brother. You know, he may pull some works out. I think that's a little sleeper game for Indiana. That'll show if they're a real contender. You know, last week they hung with Ohio State, but coming
if
off.
Tua's little brother does something against Indiana, in my opinion, then he's actually the real deal because Indiana's defense moved fantastic last week against Justin Fields.
They did. They made turnover. Yeah, yeah. And Ohio State, man, they got COVID up the wazoo. It looks like over there they have second time not playing a game. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Coach Day, I don't know what kind of system he's running over there, but we'll see. Um, I'll take you guys. We got the Iron Bowl. We can't not talk about that. Number 22 Auburn versus number 1 Alabama. We're gonna head to the Bear for this one. I know the Bear's a big Alabama guy. So I'm excited to get to hear his thoughts about the Auburn Alabama game. I wonder who he's taking in this one. Nah, the Bear, Josh Bravo. How you doing? Who you got in this Auburn Alabama game? I know.
Our tech guy is having tech issues apparently.
Yeah, sounds like it. The Alabama. This guy was almost going to go to Alabama. He's been an old Bama guy his whole life. Iron Bowl. 22 Auburn versus number 1 Alabama. What do you think
Well,
about
Spread
it?
is Alabama minus
Nick
24 and
Saban's
a
not
half,
there.
Josh.
Nick Saban's,
Nick Saban's not there, but it's still Alabama. So what do you expect?
That's what he says.
Are they winning by 25 though? They're minus 24 and a half today. Are they beating Auburn by 25 points, you think? Or is Auburn covering?
I think it's gonna be a closer game than that.
You think
Actually,
it's gonna
yeah.
be a closer game?
He
So you
don't. He
think
doesn't
Auburn's
see his.
covering then?
He doesn't see the Tide covering. That's interesting to hear.
So
I mean, they'll play well. It'll be a good game.
I have Alabama covering. I think. I mean, they look.
Yeah, I mean they
Really?
put up
Even though
63
they
points
lost,
last
they
week
lost.
or whatever it was, and they covered the 50-point spread. So, I mean, you'd think they could be able to get it done.
Oh, I think they're just gonna kill him. Bo Nix is gonna be running for his life out there. He's gonna be throwing up Hail Marys, and it's gonna be pick left and right, pick six,
It's gonna be ugly.
fumble, you name it. I mean, it's just grown men playing against boys this year as far as Auburn's concerned. It's
Yeah,
gonna be bad.
that sounds
Bloodbath.
Auburn. That sounds pretty terrifying for Auburn for sure. All right, you guys. Well, we're about running out of time here. This is just like I said, the start of things. Chad, if you guys got any questions, let us know. You guys can shoot it in the chat here for sure. And
Real quick though, we are gonna do. We'll finish every show with. Depends on what day we do the show on. Our best bets, the ones that
the locks of the day.
biggest bets of the week for,
Okay.
on one game. Lock it in. are putting everything we got, not everything, gamble responsibly,
Yep.
on this game. So Robbie, what do you like in your best game of the week? Best
You know,
game
that-
of the week.
As a week one, I can't go to them all the time, but if I'm talking lock here, and I'm looking at what just happened last week with the Tide turning in Ann Arbor. It's even right now. Michigan, Penn State even, and 0-7 Penn State versus the Michigan Wolverines. I mean, come on, guys, it's lock. The Wolverines. I know they're not impressive at times, but Cade's turning that offense around. I mean, it's a lock. It's a lock. They're getting it done. They're winning the game, not by 10 points maybe, but they're getting it done, folks. If you need a money line pick, even money, man, throw $20 out there. That is guaranteed money for you.
Robbie likes his Michigan Wolverines. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. I think they'll win today. But my best bet, double down on the Coastal Carolina. Minus 17.5 over Texas State. Coastal Carolina.
And I like Coastal Carolina
They
too.
had a little bit of a scare last week. I think they just stomped Texas State this week. They have a great offense.
They have a great
run game.
offense.
The Black Swarm is what they call their defense. They looked amazing last week. Multiple picks and
They're impressive. They are impressive. I do like that pick. Those are two picks. So chat, you heard it here. Richie and Rob taking the Wolverines and taking Coastal Carolina. Two teams looking to get their wins here for you guys. So like I said, you guys want
That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.